I'm Shannon,
And I'm Holly.
and this is a Girls Gone Curious podcast, where we talk about things that make us curious. So grab your favorite drink, sit back and relax because your show is loading. Today's episode includes very strong language. This podcast is not suitable for children. Please listen with care. And we have to switch some things up just a little bit for scheduled purposes. So it's time for some Reddit stories.
Okay, so what do we normally do? Am I the asshole?
Exactly.
But I will say it's going to be a little bit different. We do have a regular Am I the Asshole? But since our last episode was about the Appalachian Mountains, the rest of them are going to be some creepy encounters and stories.
Nice.
Because why the fuck not?
Right. And I'm so happy it's day out.
Okay, so without further ado, am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my sister's husband's surgery with my inheritance college money?
It's your inheritance money.
Yeah. Context. My sister, 27 female, and I, 18 female, lost our dad a year ago. He was my only parent. Mom was never in mine or my sister's life. Dad left money, inheritance, for me and my sister, and she used her inheritance to get new cars and renovate her house. I live with my aunt right now because my brother-in-law didn't let me stay with my sister. I'm planning on using my inheritance money to pay for college tuition. I've always wanted to be a doctor, but haven't decided which branch yet. My sister and I haven't been close. It started after she got married to her chronically ill husband, who was allowed to make backhanded comments about Dad and mock his illness and make a scene at his funeral, only because he's ill and shouldn't be held accountable for his behavior. I've distanced myself, but my sister kept visiting a lot lately, venting about my brother-in-law's condition. He's been in and out of the hospital for heart problems and in need for a surgery. She brought up my inheritance money several times, but I end up cutting the conversation. She then straight up asked if I could pay for her husband's surgery, and she'd pay back in less than a year. I felt uneasy because if I gave her money from my inheritance, which is a large amount, then there's no guarantee she'll pay me back before it's time to apply for college. I'm taking a year gap, but I know my sister can't pay back that much, and I felt I was risking my future. I refused to help, and she had a meltdown at my aunt's house, calling me heartless, cruel, with no empathy. She said that her husband's health should be a priority, and I need to help because education is nothing compared to someone's health, and asked if I'd be happy to see her as a widow and my nephew with no father.
Wow.
My aunt suggested others pay, but most of them cut my sister and her husband off. I argued that her husband's poor health isn't my fault, after she kept blaming and guilt-tripping me. She kept crying, and although my aunt decided to stay out of it, she said that I should be prepared for permanent damage in my relationship with my sister if I don't help her now. She's been sending texts and pictures of her family telling me this is what I'm saying no to: a happy, healthy family with a healthy husband and father. I cried and felt like I was being selfish, not good aunt and sister. I asked my friend, and he said let them sell the cars and all the luxurious stuff they bought to afford the surgery, and warned me, if I give them money, I'll never give it back, and may not be able to go to medical school. Your sister's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Very much so. I'm going to say not the asshole because I know we haven't got to the comments yet, but where does the sister get off? She spent all of her inheritance money, which is fine. That's her money.
Yeah.
She can spend it however she wants. And then to try and guilt trip her little sister into giving her the money because her husband is ill. I'm sorry that your husband is very sick and needs to have this surgery immediately. I'm sorry. My first thought is going to be, maybe it's just my way of thinking, but I'm going to sell whatever I have of my own to get money for the surgery.
Well, the problem I have with this is in the beginning, they knew he was sick.
Right.
They knew he was ill, so why didn't they save a certain amount of money
for this?
For if something happened and he needed emergency surgery.
And I'm not taking any of the side information into account, like with whether he was healthy or not, or how he's acting and using his excuse that he's ill to act that way is bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you are very sick, but that doesn't give you the right to be
an asshole.
An asshole, especially at your wife and your sister-in-law's father's funeral. Like,
yeah, that's not okay.
Yeah.
It's a fucking funeral. You can't. That's disrespectful.
Yeah. So I don't. But you take all of that out of the picture, and you just have the two siblings who both got inheritance money. The little sister's money, she's not responsible to pay for your debt or your future bills.
Yeah, no.
To me, it'd be one thing if she was like, look, I sold this, I did this, I have this, I'm short this. Is there any way I could possibly not? To me, it sounds like she wants a big chunk of money.
Yeah, she's like, you should give me all of the inheritance so he can have this surgery. Which, does he really need the surgery? Are they lying about it, or is it true?
Is he even having the surgery, or is it so they can get money too? And for her to send pictures of, this is what you're saying no to, I would punch a bitch. I would punch a bitch.
Unfortunately, that relationship with her sister might no longer be.
Yeah.
Just, especially with the way she's acting, and they haven't talked in a while, and all of a sudden she starts coming around and stuff, and it's like, oh, you're my sister and everything, I love you, and maybe she's not saying I love you, but pretty much, and I just want to be a good sister, I want to, and then she drops the ball, like, oh, can you give me your money?
Yeah.
And the fact that the brother-in-law didn't let her sister stay there.
Yeah.
Like, they kicked her out.
Yeah. Like, you can't stay here, but we want that money.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah. So, no, definitely not the asshole.
Yeah. And OP is only 18.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Did they take their father's house and then kicked her out?
Oh. That's not... yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know, but I believe the sister is the asshole. And the brother-in-law.
Yep, agreed.
Okay. Comment number 1. Not the asshole. Your sister chose to spend money she got less than a year ago on expensive things instead of planning for the future like you did. Easy come, easy go, as they say. Do not give them a penny of your money. They have options they don't want to take, and that's not on you. You're not getting that money back if you lend it. You'll become a fine doctor someday. I'm rooting for you.
Agreed.
Yeah. Comment number 2. No one has mentioned that your brother-in-law would not let you stay with them when your dad died, but he's perfectly happy letting you take care of his family while you stay at the aunt's house. Please don't give these people any money. That man has been sick for some time. They should have not wasted the money your dad gifted them, despite brother-in-law being trash to dad. Just because they're family does not mean you have to have a relationship with your sister. Go be a doctor. Save many more lives than this one. You've got this. Good luck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your sister's and brother-in-law's poor financial decisions is not on you.
Yeah, no. Definitely not the asshole.
Mm-mm.
The fucking sister and brother-in-law are the
Right.
assholes.
Exactly. For our second Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for refusing to tell my husband the gender of our baby after he skipped going to the doctor appointment with me?
No. I'm going to say it right now. No.
Yeah, no. He skipped it? Like, what was more important than that? That's what I want to know. My husband and I are expecting. This is our first baby, and we're excited. Thing is, he barely attends any doctor's appointments with me, and his excuses aren't even valid. He's willing to miss the doctor appointment over soccer or a drink or board game with friends. His response is always, I'm not the one carrying the baby. Why do I have to see? Yeah. Woo! Just got like 20 more degrees hotter in here. Husband's response is always, I'm not the one carrying the baby. Why do I have to go see the doctor with you? Last week was my final straw. He was supposed to come with me for the baby's gender reveal appointment, but he chose to not come last minute because his friend invited him to fish and chips meal. I was pretty livid, but didn't make a fuss about it. Mom went with me instead. He texted asking me to tell him the results, boy or girl, but I refused to tell him. He kept spam calling me, but I hung up each time. He came home fuming, demanding I tell him the results, but I refused and bluntly told him, since he refused to attend the appointment, then he gets no results till after the baby's born, and said I was willing to die on this hill. He went off, calling me spiteful and immature for doing this, and punishing him. He said he's the father and has the right to know. He then called me dramatic since I wasn't alone and Mom was with me. I said he gets no results, period. He's been fuming about it and told his family, and they're now pressuring me to stop playing mind games with him and tell him, but I declined. Am I the asshole? No.
No.
Luckily, there's an update. Hi. So first of all, wow. I did not expect this to blow up. How the hell not, honey? Like,
Yeah.
Sorry, can't answer any comments because of feeling overwhelmed. I just wanted to mention that my husband just attempted to contact my doctor to get the results. It didn't go well, and we had another argument over it. He couldn't get it since his mom was the one who made the call.
So this piece of shit didn't even make the call himself.
Yeah.
He made his mom call, or his mom was like, I'm going to call.
Mm-hmm.
He probably didn't. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he really even fucking cares.
Right. You are not the asshole. She is handling it a hell of a lot more than I would have.
Yeah.
I feel like he's literally putting 1% into this, and like the OP said that he's excited as well. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he gives two shit about the baby.
I think that if he was truly excited, he would be there for you and the baby.
Yeah.
He might not be able to make every doctor's appointment. I 100% get that. My hubby wasn't able to make it to every appointment, but he damn well made it to most of them. He made it to almost all of the appointments for all of our kids. So I don't... What the fuck?
The thing is, your husband probably missed it because, like, work or something like that, whereas he's missing it because board games with his friends.
Yeah, or soccer, or...
fish and chips.
Yeah. I don't fucking think so. That can wait.
No. Does this man even have a fucking job? Probably not. Probably one of those gross motherfuckers that are like, oh, well, you can work and I'll stay home and do nothing and I'll use your debit card because it's actually ours.
Right.
Even though you're the only one working, it's ours.
Right. And don't forget to take care of the kids and take care of the house. And I'm just going to sit here and do not a motherfucking thing.
Yeah. But, like, you got to make sure you pack a lunch because you can't go out and buy yourself lunch. Mm-hmm. Because I need that money to go buy a game. Oh, I fucking hate those.
Yeah. I hope she
I tried
is better.
I tried to look up a update, but this account got banned for some reason.
Wow.
So I don't know. I don't know what happened, and this
Yeah.
was 4 years ago, so
Oh. Oh, man.
unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever know.
Yeah. Comment number 1, not the asshole. Already a deadbeat dad before the baby is even born. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, couldn't said it any better. Comment number 2, not the asshole. My ex pulled this with our second child, and I caved and told him I shouldn't have. You need to seriously reconsider this relationship. He's showing you that he and his friends are more important than you and the baby. He sees going to appointments with you as punishment, not as a chance to make sure you and the baby are healthy. Don't be like me and stay until he leaves you for another woman. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But that's very valid advice. Like,
maybe he won't leave you for another woman, but he's not gonna be there.
No, not like you want, need, and deserve him to be.
Yeah. If he's not even going to the fucking appointments.
Yeah. And like you said, it's not even for a valid reason. It's not like he can't get off work, or like maybe he started a new job and he literally cannot take any time off work. Yeah. I get that. No, he's going because he wants to have lunch with his buddies.
Yeah. Or like if a family member is like sick or something happens, like an emergency, like that's not what's going on. He just wants to play a fucking board game with his friends. The fact that he says, well, I'm not carrying the baby, so why do I need to go to the doctor's appointments?
Exactly, you're not carrying the baby, but you can be there to help support your wife and child, you simpleton fuck.
Yeah. If we keep going on about this,
I am sweating because I am so angry.
We're just going to get more angry and more angry.
Yeah.
So this is the point where we're going to go into the Appalachian Mountain stories.
Yay!
Thank God it's daylight out.
Yeah.
So our first couple stories is going to be from a Reddit ask. And this Reddit ask is, people who live in the Appalachian Mountains, have you ever experienced something crazy? So number 1. I grew up in East Tennessee. Weird stuff happens sometimes. Our old farmhouse was haunted. Try to find an old farmhouse that isn't. Valid. I've seen floating balls of light in the woods. Witch lights, my grandma would call them. I don't know what they are, but I know better than to follow them. Valid.
My ass would be following them. Well, no, because she's talking about haunted things. Never mind.
My mother once told me she saw Bigfoot. She didn't call it that, though. She never heard of it before. She said she was walking down the road by our place, looked up, and saw a very tall creature-like man, covered in black fur or hair, standing at the tree line. He stared at her for a second and then turned and walked back into the woods. This is when she was a teenager, so around 1943. Turned out, a lot of men in town had seen this thing when they were out farming or hunting. They saw it so often they named it Old Blackie. Not very imaginative, folks. Nobody was fussed about it. It was just there. Nobody bothered it, and it didn't bother them. Eventually, it went away, or maybe died. But the time I was living there, it was long gone. It was my grandfather who told me the farmers had seen it, though he never did. Neither my mom nor my grandfather ever made up stories or told tall tales. So I kinda have to believe in Bigfoot now. I mean, in a way, I possibly believe in like, cause like there's
so many accounts of.
There's so many accounts of something. I mean, it could be just fucking a grown ass man.
Yeah.
Who just lived in the woods for too long, got super fucking hairy, and
yeah, and could have naturally very tall. And, yeah.
Could have naturally been like a giant.
And wore like whatever he hunted, he made clothing out of, so he would appear hairy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Or Or it's fucking people dressing up as...
Mm-hmm.
We're
Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah. It's just, like, suspicious. And it's, like, Bigfoot goes back, like, way back.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize how far back accounts of seeing the creature was.
It goes as far as back as 986 AD.
Holy shit.
That's the, like, first recorded case of Bigfoot.
Huh.
It probably wasn't called Bigfoot, but it
Yeah.
described, like, a Bigfoot.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I'm more inclined to believe that Bigfoot could just be, like, a person that is unkept and...
Yeah. Lives in the mountains or wherever they happen to be.
And they could just either be really hairy or wearing a bunch of animal hide.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
Yeah. But, I mean, it is the Appalachian Mountains, so anything can be up there, too.
True. I'm not going out to find out.
Yeah.
As we learned, you stay on the trail.
This is the second to the same Reddit ask.
Okay. I lived in a townhome with 5 other roommates at a summer camp near the southern end of the Appalachian Trail for a couple years and remember a few things. One night in particular, the ladies living in the adjoining house, they also were living at the camp, came over and woke us up banging on the door late one night. They told us that something had flung their back door open and caused all the kitchen cabinet doors to also fly open. We thought it was a joke our camp director was playing on us, but it was true. Everyone had been asleep. We never found out what happened, but it really freaked the girls out. The short-term camp counselors, the women in particular, also reported to us that they had all been suffering from the same reoccurring nightmare for a week straight, and it only stopped when we had a priest come and bless the cabin they were staying in.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you see the witch lights outside?
Fucking something.
I don't think those are friendlies.
And it's just, that's so weird that a group of women would have the same exact, like, reoccurring dream.
Yeah. That's some serious strength right there. Like, no, thank you.
No.
Mm-mm.
It's not like the periods all synced up.
I don't, no. That's like total vibe. Like, let's get some snacks, get some chocolate. Maybe that's what the entity or whatever was like. You bitches had to have chocolate in here somewhere. You want my whole stash?
Take what you want.
Right.
Just leave me in peace.
Right.
Leave me one single M&M, please. Oh, fuck. So this is the third story to the same Reddit ask. I live in East Tennessee. There is a fogman nearby, watershed. When he's seen, he jumps straight up into the trees and disappears. There is a witch that lives in an abandoned house that is always in the yard at night. I live on 40 acres that had an old cemetery, unethically, moved to another part of the property. The previous owner did this to build the house we live in.
No.
So the fucking owner, there was a cemetery there. And she's like, yeah, I want my house right where that cemetery is. So they dug them all up and moved them?
No. Oh my gosh, no.
No.
And you still bought the property after knowing this?
Yeah.
No.
What the fuck? Unless it's in the family.
I still be like, nah, I'm good.
No. Peace out.
Yeah. This is your land spirits.
Yeah. Well, it's like you're disturbing the rested.
Yeah. Twice. You literally moved them from their burial plots, and then you put a house on top of where they were originally buried.
Yeah.
So,
No.
no. Mm-mm.
We constantly see and hear things. Shadows out of the corner of our eyes. Dogs staring at the ceiling corners. I swear, if Nova ever does that, thank God she has.
The only time she does is when she's looking at the laser, and then she's like, dead stare.
Yeah, but that's because she's waiting for it.
Yeah.
Things moving on their own. Voices in the woods. My closest neighbor has seen an old man in overalls and an old lady in a house dress crossing his field and disappearing. The list goes on and on. I can imagine if you live on top of a cemetery.
Yeah, I'm gonna so hard pass.
Yeah. That's why you gotta do your research on the property before.
Right. Like, what exactly was here before?
I don't think I want to know. Well, the thing is, did they make a basement out of all the dug up holes?
Oh my gosh. No, thank you.
I'll pass.
Same.
This is going to be our last story to this Reddit Ask.
Okay. Yes, camping at the New River in Virginia with a bunch of friends. It was after sunset. We were all chatting around the campfire beside the riverbank. It was maybe 10:30, 11 p.m. A green orb the size of a large beach ball floated up the river, following the river and changing elevation from 15 feet above the water to the height of the mountain, then back down again, bobbing all the way until it slowly turned the river bend and disappeared. All 6 of us saw it. The dog saw it. It made no sound, just floated on by. It was a green color with a brighter green point of light at the center. The circumference light was foggy and dispersed. I researched it later. There are stories of lights in that area of the river in the local Native American folklore.
That's another thing I don't want to touch on.
Yeah.
The folklore of Native Americans and all of that.
Yeah. I mean, I have stories from my family from way back when family members lived on like reservations and what they saw, and I'm not ready to get into all that right now. So.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
Yes.
There's any time to talk about it, it's probably now. So, this is Reddit Ask number 2. Dwellers of Appalachia. What is the weirdest thing you've experienced or heard about where you live? Story number 1. So there's a place called Moonshine Church where the Blue-Eyed Six are buried. You've probably never heard of it, so I suggest looking it up. A bunch of guys were hung for a crime they committed, and they are buried at the church cemetery. The cemetery is on a road at the base of the mountain. The original church is a ways back in the woods. Place is fucking spooky at night.
I bet it is.
Any church at night is
right.
Anyhow, local legend says that if you can find the original church in the middle of the woods, you'll see 6 sets of blue eyes floating around the church. Obvious bullshit, but when you're a teenager, you believe it. I mean, I'm not going to question it right now.
I'm like, yeah, I bet there is, and that's why my happy ass is staying.
Yeah, I ain't about to find out. Everybody I knew as a kid had been out there, but never dared to get out of the car to go look for the actual church in the woods. Well, me and my friends decided to go out there one night.
Wait, one night? Not one day? One night?
Yeah. At night?
No thanks.
We got out of the car and started making our way into the woods. About 10 minutes into our trek, we hear a shotgun cock in the pitch black dark and some haggard-sounding guy saying, "You motherfuckers need to leave right now." We noped the fuck out of there real quick.
Same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even been there in the first place, but as soon as, I would have shit my pants and then ran. Or shitting my pants as I ran.
Oh, fuck. Edit. Wow, this gained more popularity than I thought it would. Here's a little more information on the church. I didn't ask.
Yeah, I was like, I don't recall asking.
There is currently a modern church right along the road, but everybody knows that you need to go into the woods to find the old church. The problem with this is that the old church burned down in the 60s or 70s, and literally doesn't exist anymore. What? Then how the fuck do you find it?
Yeah.
Again, as a teenager, you don't know these things. There's another story that a lot of people don't know with the old church. There was some crazy wacko lady that took her kids into the old church and murdered her kids in it and left them there. My mom's side of the family grew up and lived less than 10 minutes from the church. And my aunt remembers driving home one night and saw some lady walking down the road who looked like she had muddy pants on. She said she thought about turning around and giving the lady a ride. No. Only after the news broke about these kids being found murdered in the old church did my aunt put 2 and 2 together and realize that who she saw was probably the mom that killed her kids, and that the mud on her pants was actually blood.
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah. The second story for that Reddit Ask. My best friend and I lived in a neighborhood that backed up to state game lands, and during the summer would spend our days riding bikes through the woods. There was a clearing back in the woods that we'd ride to a lot, but one day we discovered that if you kept going past the clearing, you'd eventually get to the road that ran out to the state gun range. I'd been out there before, but always by car. Since we had our bikes, we could explore. About a quarter of the way down the range road, there's a bend with a pull-off and a trail, and that trail goes back into the woods. So we started on down that trail until we stumbled on the Scotia Barrens. It's basically just the remains of a mining town that Andrew Carnegie owned back in the early 20th century. If you go there today, all you'll find is a bit of heavily graffitied concrete ruins. But I swear, my recollection is that on that day we came across a large vertical concrete slab with a swastika top center, 2 years, like 1937, 1987 or something, and a list of names in front of some kind of reflecting pool. My friend and I got spooked pretty quickly and noped the fuck out, only to pass a, to us, fairly Nazi-looking guy who just parked at the trailhead and was walking back our way with a fish tank. I've spent hours scouring the web for any evidence of this and can find none, and went back 10 years ago or so and couldn't find anything resembling even the slab. My friend has since died, so I can't confirm with him, and this all happened well before phones with cameras, 90s. There's all kinds of white supremacist groups around central Pennsylvania, so it's not at all that surprising, but it weirds me out that there's no trace of what I saw, physically or digitally. I don't exactly have the best memory and forgot about it entirely until something triggered the memory of it a while back. So I've started to wonder if I saw it at all. I distinctly remember the fear and how scared we were to see that guy, and the odd detail of the fish tank though. I know we were there and we saw something. On the plus side, this is on the internet now, so maybe if someone else saw it and searches for confirmation someday, they might find this.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it, like going into, like they stumbled upon something that clearly they probably shouldn't have been near.
Yeah.
And they were obviously scared, which I would fucking be too. I'm just glad they made it out of there alive, honestly.
Yeah.
Because that guy could have killed him.
Yeah. If it was even a real person.
Yeah. True.
Why the fuck was he carrying a fish tank?
Mm-hmm. And then he said 37 or 87 was on there.
Yeah.
On the wall. Or the slab. So when did he actually... Well, he said 90s. So that's when he found it was in the 90s? I don't know.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
And a fucking Nazi-looking person in the Appalachian Mountains?
Yeah. What the fuck?
In Pennsylvania? In the 90s? Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on. So this category is called Backwoods Creepy. I live in the heart of Appalachia, and this is easily the most terrifying story of one of my experiences. This story may be short, or it may be drawn out. I am recounting these events as I type, as it was honestly one of the most horrifying things I have experienced. and it brings me genuine stress thinking about it. This happened maybe 2 to 3 years ago. I live in southern West Virginia and have for my entire life. The woods and mountains surround every direction you look, and nighttime is a darkness that you can never dream of unless experienced. I was with a friend, I'll call him Mark. Mark was at my house one evening, doing all the usual things, watching UFC, playing Xbox, etc. It was extremely late when we finally got bored and decided to go for a walk on a nearby trail to smoke a joint. This is not particularly a long trail, but it is very dense in the woods that surround it, and it's easy to freak out when thinking of your surroundings. First mistake, going out at night.
Yep.
Second mistake, smoking a joint.
Right. That's going to probably enhance anything you see.
Yeah. We finally get to about halfway into the trail, about 30 minutes in, where we stop, pack our joint, and stand on the trail to chill and talk. Why the fuck 30 minutes?
Yeah.
That's a 30-minute walk back that if something happened.
Right.
And you're gonna do it while high.
Yeah. No.
The forest is very alive tonight. There are always noises in the woods, but the amount of animal activity for the time, at this point was probably past 1 a.m., this was strange and kind of eerie, but not alerting as any sort of predatory animal in the area may cause a disturbance. We finish smoking, and we continue our walk when almost immediately the forest falls dead quiet.
Nope.
As soon as the forest goes quiet, there's a voice. It almost sounds like a mocking, humanoid voice, shaking and uncertain. Almost like an old children's toy, like the ones with the crackly speakers and robotic voice, if you know what I mean. This immediately sets us off. We bolt directly down the opposite length of the trail, but the sound does not gain distance. It doesn't get closer, per se, but no matter how far we ran towards the trail, this eerie voice remains the same volume, going over and over with no quitting or stopping. At this point, I am convinced that we are in genuine danger, something I have felt very few times. Finally, after sprinting for who knows how long, we exit the trail, gasping for breath and almost at the verge of tears of how frightening this was. We began to exit the trail in about 5 minutes from the exit. There is a bone-shaking, heart-stopping, murderous scream from directly behind us. I know what a mountain lion sounds like. This was not an animal. This was not someone playing or watching a movie. This scream sent birds flying from nests and made my heart drop into my stomach. It was the most genuinely depraved and violent scream that I have ever heard. This is a true story, and I have only told to maybe 3 people, all of whom seem to brush it off as false. I've never been a person to push for the existence of the paranormal or spiritual, but I genuinely believe I encountered something inhuman in those woods.
Because you probably did.
Probably. Or your fucking weed was laced with something. Edit. I know I will receive questions such as what the voice was possibly saying, or to explain the area and what happened after. I genuinely cannot remember what the voice was saying, if anything intelligible. I don't know if I could understand it then, and I certainly can't recall understanding it after several years of blocking it out of my memory. All I can recall is that it was a fluctuation voice in pitch, shaking, almost just joining sounds together. After running from the scream at the end of the trail, we ran into the car, which is only about 5 more minutes from the trail. So we got there relatively fast from sprinting.
Damn.
No thanks.
Yeah, no thank you. I'm gonna pass.
Comment number 1. 1 a.m., you go hiking deep into the woods, a good 30 minutes from home. You have no lights or anything. Then you get high in the pitch black woods, 30 minutes from anywhere. Then you're chased back and make the 30-minute walk in a short time. Okay, apart from all the weird, I'm going to emphasize the fact that it was late/early and you were tired and high.
Yeah, but even if...
Yeah.
I believe something I believe it, even if they were high.
Like, when the forest goes dead quiet, something's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. The forest doesn't...
The forest doesn't go quiet.
There's always noise, whether it's the daytime or nighttime, because you have animals that are out in the day, animals that are out in the night.
And if it does go quiet...
I'm fucking running.
It's either a predator or something unknown. And I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Comment number 2. There is a campfire episode of the Night Owl podcast where people recount something very similar. A haunting robotic voice that speaks. It's one of the creepiest stories I've ever heard. OP may want to check it out. I've come across this type of experience a few times, hearing a robotic voice coming from nowhere. That's like, I don't know if that's creepier than like a regular voice. Hearing like a random robotic voice.
Because you can't really explain it. Like if it was a voice like mine or yours, it'd be like, okay, well, clearly it could be somebody who lives in the woods or someone who's just getting their sick kick off of scaring the shit out of people.
Yeah, unless someone's like playing a robotic voice on their phone or something.
True.
I don't know what year this happened, so I don't know.
Yeah. Creepy. Up next, my favorite, Paranormal Appalachia. This just happened and I have no idea what it was. I'm not sure how to start this. It is currently 3:15 a.m. That's literally all you have to say. That's literally the hatching hour, witching hour, whatever you want to call it. That's literally what it is.
That's the nope, I'm getting the fuck out of wherever I am. Yeah.
This happened about 5 minutes ago. My boyfriend lives in a suburban neighborhood. There's an old church in his neighborhood we park at sometimes to look at stars.
Why is it always a church?
Yeah. Tonight we were hearing weird noises starting around 2:55, 3. Light bangs, dragging sounds. We heard a loud dragging noise, then humming. Loud humming. Not a flat hum, a song. I don't recognize the song, but it sounds similar to a slow hymn or nursery rhyme maybe. It was so loud that there's no possible way it could be a person. We looked around for someone, but the street was empty. If it were just me that heard it, I would think I was going insane, but he heard it too. I have seen and heard a lot of weird shit, but that was something I've never heard before, especially not in the suburbs. We drove around the neighborhood to get away from it, and the sound didn't follow. It was specifically in that area. We stopped at a stop sign after making a circle about 15 to 20 feet away from where we were parked, but we didn't hear anything at all. Does anyone have any idea of what it could possibly be? I've tried Google, can't find anything similar. We live in small town Appalachia. I might post in other subs to get more opinions. 'Cause the church is haunted, my dear.
Yeah.
Edit. I forgot to mention that it was a female voice. I can kind of compare it to the tone Alison Krauss uses in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Comment number 1. Old churches and humming sounds are never a good mix, though. No.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Comment number 2. Was there a graveyard attached to the church? Were you parked near the graveyard? Dragging makes me think of burial. I'm visualizing a woman dragging a body and humming a lullaby.
Fuck no. What if it wasn't a ghost? What if it was an actual person?
Yeah, dragging a body. Interesting. Not really.
This is going to be our second paranormal Appalachia story. Dreaming in the mountains. Anyone else have vivid, connected, or lucid dreams out here? Hey everyone. I'm looking to see if anyone else here experiences highly lucid, reoccurring, or interconnected dreams. Does anyone have similar experiences? Or know of any local folklore regarding dreams in these mountains? About a week ago, I had a set of 2 dreams that connected. I woke up from the second due to just how heavy and dark it was. Stayed up a couple hours, then went back to sleep and picked up the same story, but it felt like it was a year or so later. Was mostly set in West Virginia. I felt like I had probably 10 or so dreams, but could only remember 4 of them. I think dreams sometimes are fucking weird. And
Yeah. I've been in those mountains, but I don't think I've ever stayed somewhere, you know what I mean? Like stayed somewhere in the mountains, but I have had dreams where I will wake up like startled or whatever, and then end up going back to sleep, and it'll pick up where it left off, or like a little bit later, like what it would appear to be like maybe the next day or something. Like I have had dreams like that, but
yeah, fucking weird.
Yeah. I also had a dream a couple nights ago that I was fighting an alligator, so
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll have like a normal ass dream. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in it, but it's like normal dreams. It's nothing like, it's not a bad dream, not a good dream. It's just like normal. But like my body will startle me awake for some fucking reason. I don't know why. It doesn't happen frequently, but it happens every so often, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's like someone jump scared me.
Oh, I hate that.
But it's like, it's not even like a scary dream or anything. It's, my fiance's even witnessed them. Like, he's sitting there on his phone and stuff, and then I'll just like jump scare myself or something. And then he'll just look at me like, you okay? And I'm like, going back to sleep.
Yeah. Everything's great.
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck that is, but... Comment number 1. I believe this comment is from OP.
Okay.
Instead of like just editing it, he or she just did a comment.
Gotcha.
Just one example. Another, I have dreamed of a location I never went to before. Then a few years later, saw it. I had goosebumps when I looked over and saw the place driving. Eventually went inside the place and was pretty much exactly like my dream. But the inside of the place, we will call it a store, except everything was in reverse or mirror direction from my dream. Was an extremely bad vibe in my dream and in real life. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I would have got out of there. What's that called? Premonition?
Yeah.
Where you dream something and it comes true? I don't know if that's the exact word, but...
I think it's premonition or something like that.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah. Well, and especially that everything was like reversed. It's almost like you're looking into a mirror, or like it's the same place but it's different.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
I have a story so when I was traveling with my parents and my brother, and we stopped at this gas station, and I remember being in that gas station, but it could be because we traveled this route many times as a kid. And this was after me and my husband got together. So I went on this trip and going to this gas station. Everything looks familiar. Go use the bathroom. And it was like the strangest feeling, like I lost my vision. I couldn't form words. It was very, very odd. Like I honestly felt like everything was just completely draining out of me. And I tried to get up and like, what the hell did I sit on? Something like that. And I go out and the person behind the old man behind the register was like, I can't remember what he said, something like parents or something like that. I don't really recall. I just remember seeing the door and walking towards the door, and Grandma was right there, and she was like, what the fuck happened? You look like you saw a ghost. And I get in the car and I'm like, I don't feel good at all. And I guess my heart was racing. I don't remember everything. I just remember getting in the car and then my parents asking, like, where the hell's the closest hospital? And they're like, it's like 15, 20 minutes away or something like that. Because we were in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
So all I'm going to say is, if I ever come across that gas station again, we're never stopping there. Because I don't know what the fuck happened, but it was so weird. And never want to do that again.
Yeah. That's definitely... something was going on.
Yeah.
A little ghosty was draining your...
something. Yeah.
Something. So, comment number 2. I have no connections to Appalachia, but I have had dreams like this. I dreamed of the place I live in now years before we moved here, down to the layout of my house. I also had reoccurring dreams at various points that had some symbolism. The dreams went away when I interpreted the symbolism and implemented some kind of change in my life. I would compare that second kind to being essentially nagging by my own brain. The first, you can make the argument that I picked out a house that felt familiar since I dream about it. Interesting stuff, though. Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
Oh, deja vu. That was the word I was looking for earlier.
Yeah, deja vu.
Not necessarily premonition, but like deja vu. Like,
yeah.
I've fucking been here before. And then it just like...
yeah.
Or this has happened before. And it never...
yeah. Deja vu is so weird.
Mm-hmm. I've had that happen maybe 4 times in my life.
Deja vu?
Yeah. At least 4 times.
I have deja vu like at least once a month.
You might be traveling there, little spiritual one.
It's to the point where like it's deja vu about like the stuff I'm doing,
mm-hmm.
but it'll also be the same thoughts.
I gotcha.
I'll have the exact same thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm having the same thoughts, but like they still happen. So I don't know what the fuck that is, but I probably get it at least like once or twice a month.
Wow.
And it's just like it'll only last like 30 seconds sometimes, or it could last up to a minute. It just like
yeah. Huh.
And sometimes it's literally just me sitting on my phone playing a game and watching a show. Yeah, so I don't... Deja vu is so weird. Some people believe that deja vu is actually something that you experienced in your past life, if you believe in past life.
I do.
Yeah. Deja vu is common.
Mm-hmm.
It says it's 97% of people experience it at least once in their lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says some also experience multiple times per year. I would be that percentage.
Same with Grandma.
Yeah. 97% at least once in their lifetime,
mm-hmm.
and then 67% experiencing it regularly.
Yeah, I don't like that feeling.
Yeah. It says it's most frequent in young adults aged 20 to 24, which I'm older than that.
But when it first started, you were younger.
Yeah, with an average 2.5 episodes per year. Yeah, mine's more like 12 to 15 per year. Very weird.
Mm-hmm.
But like the fact that scientists can't don't know why it happens.
Yeah.
It's just it's so
Bizarre.
weird. Okay, getting back to Reddit's. I believe this next one is our last story of today.
The topic is scary stories, and the title is I Live in the Appalachian Mountains and I Broke One of the Rules. Oh, no.
Also, another thing to add to, like, kind of the rule thing, it's not necessarily a rule, but it's a saying. If you're in the Appalachians and you hear a voice that's far away, it's actually really close.
Yeah.
And if you hear a voice that's really close, it's actually far away.
Either way, peace out.
Yeah.
You can have this area. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
My name is Jake. I grew up in the Appalachian Mountains, and I know all of the rules. And I broke one of them a month ago. Ever since, I keep feeling watched. 'Cause you are. I'm 24 years old, and a month ago, I was drinking while on call with my best friend, and he was also drinking. His mother recently died of a heart attack. He was feeling down. It was about 1 a.m. I locked all of my doors and closed my blinds. He was talking about maybe coming over. I wish I said no, but I was drunk and not in the right state of mind. He hangs up and I wait. Around 15 minutes later, I hear a knock. I forgot to text him and confirm. I go to open the door and see nothing. I yell out his name. You there? Nothing but the wind howling. The forest was awfully quiet. I shut the door and go back inside. Minutes go by and I get a weird gut feeling. It was all a haze. Was it 30 or 15 minutes? I was drunk out of my mind. I'm surprised I remembered what happened. For what seems like forever, my phone chimes. Jasper. Yo, almost there. Be there in 10 minutes. I look at the text and feel my heart drop. What the fuck did I just do? I nearly had a panic attack. I heard Jasper's voice calling out from outside. It sounded like a faint call in the wind. I begin to hear taps on the windows all around. I really don't know what it is, but I've been hearing whispers in the other room and footsteps and knocks. For my friend, I called him, told him to go back home, and we will remain on call for the rest of the night. I explained the whole situation to him.
That's the end.
That really pisses me off. What happened?
One of the top comments was like, sage your whole house.
Yeah, absolutely. Get the biggest sage wand, whatever they're called, you can get and sage your fucking house.
Sage everything. And the way I heard that you're supposed to sage is you're supposed to go to every corner of your house first to bring out the darkness or entity.
Yeah.
And then you go through the house, and wherever you want the bad energy to go is where you go last with the sage.
Yeah.
No thanks. I mean, I'm glad we have a sage person if we need it.
Yeah. We have the hookup.
Yeah. We got it if we need it.
That is that. Why start a story like that and then end it like, what the fuck? What the fuck else is there?
Yeah.
You explain the whole situation to him, and then what? Has it been going on since then? Are you alive? Maybe that's why he can't. Maybe that's why he can't. He didn't finish the story because they got to him.
Yeah. One of the comments says, "Ooh, it's a fresh haunting."
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. You'll need to show your dominance and spell out what the spirit cannot do. My guy was a practical joker. I told him to knock it off. He did. Lived with us for 6 years, then left.
I mean, that's cool for you. That's...
Oh, fuck. Yeah, the top comment is, I grew up in those mountains, too. You need to sage clean your house. The quicker, the better. Keep a wet rag with you while you do it to be safe. Also, don't focus on it. The more you focus on it, the more you give it energy. It isn't in your house yet completely just by opening the door. You would have to invite it in. Answering its calls gives it energy. Tell someone who has negative energy attached to them to come in would invite it in. Another person just said, keep a wet rag with you? Never heard of this myself. Honestly asking, how will this help? And the commoner just replies like, in case the sage starts sparking and...
Oh, yeah, which it does.
To like, wet the fire if it starts a fire.
Yeah. That makes sense. Because there are times where I'm like, ooh, shit.
Yeah. There's definitely times where we've probably put too much in our little cauldron and gotten a little out of hand.
Just a wee bit.
But it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
We're just making sure it's working. So yeah, that was our last creepy story. That's possibly true. And I think we just did it kind of because we didn't do a lot of stories on. We did more of like places and history and
which is all part of it because I'm sure like looking at the pictures of like the penitentiary and the
Bell Witch Cave.
Yeah. There's got a hell of a lot of stories.
Yeah.
On there for sure. And I don't think I'll be going in that cave. Thank you very much.
I don't think I'll be going anywhere that we talked about.
No.
I'll do research on it. But
yeah, absolutely. I'll do research and maybe drive.
Nah.
In the state.
It's like, I ain't fucking driving by. But I mean, we talked about driving by the Cecil Hotel.
True. Yeah, definitely gonna have to think about asking our fairy godmother to travel with us to. Yeah, and I know she's down for it. Yeah. She loves all that. So.
She wants to like go in the places.
Yeah.
We'll record from the car that's at the hotel that's at the safe spot. We'll like we'll drive by and you can just roll out. Oh fuck.
She's gonna cost a couple little bitches.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm willing to have that name. With that is all we have for today. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Girls Gone Curious Podcast. Until next time.